What's going on, veterans? This is Junius Bennett coming to you live. I am the CEO of New Life Veterans. If you don't know by now, I am 100% permanent total Navy Desert Storm veteran. And the purpose of this video in this episode is talking about the processes of when you become a New Life Insider, the next step. The next step is identifying which doctors you need to see according to your disabilities. Now, in order to have a direct service connection, you already know that you got to have a diagnosis. So if you don't have a diagnosis, when I'm talking to you on a consultation, I'm going to advise you to go ahead and start getting your diagnosis, which is your outpatient game. If you're also doing a direct service connection, you got to show proof that it was an in-service event or a pre-service event, not an after-service event. And let me explain it too. The pre-service event is something that happened prior to you coming in and they waived you into the military and then you start going to sick call because it was getting worse. That's a direct service connection. Now, an in-service is a proof from sick call that you have an annotation on a chronological logbook, the date, the time you went to sick call, your unit, your social security number, time, dated, and stamped that you went to sick call for this. That is the information that you need to send in to our doctors. If you want our licensed, board-certified doctors to work for you, you need to have all of your pertinent evidence up front to present to the doctors. They don't even want to see you if you don't want to present that information. I cannot help you if you don't present that information. What I found is that a lot of veterans are not coming to the appointments with their proper documentation. Then the doctors is writing a nexus letter that might not be a good enough nexus letter, or they may make a wrong theory of service connection, and that hurts you. And then when you come back and talk to me after you've gotten your nexus letter, and I read through the nexus letter and find that there's an error, then we got to backtrack, call the doctor up, and see can they rewrite it. What I'm here to tell you right now, if you're going to be a New Life Insider, you got to follow directions and instructions. If I ask you to bring that information in to the doctor, bring it into the doctor. Do not leave it behind, because you need to make your case palatable for that VA rater in your regional area. We do not want to call these doctors back and say, look, doc, you made an error. Can you make another? Well, you made the error because of your negligence. We don't need to have any negligence going to the doctor for direct service connections, for in-service, pre-service, and we don't need any problems when it comes to secondary. So I want you to understand the process is, once you become a New Life Insider, we've already identified the opportunities for getting those service connections, but you got to do your part with your service treatment records of providing the proof to the doctors, okay? If you don't have your service treatments right now, I want you to stop what you're doing right now, and I want you to go to archives.gov and get your service treatment records. Now, if you don't want to go online, the fastest way to get your service treatment records is by downloading the form VASF 180. That's Sierra Foxtrot 180. Download the form, print it off on a printer, and then put expedite please, COVID-19, or COVID-19 expedite please, medical and dental records. You need this stuff because my doctors are not going to write one sentence without showing the proof of an in-service direct. Now, if you're filing for a secondary claim, we get to a consultation, you got your directs already on board, you're already paying, so now we need to provide proof of your secondary issue. So let's give an example. If you're claiming migraine secondary to tinnitus, okay, and I'm going to ask you, do you have a current diagnosis for migraines? Most of you don't. You're just taking over-the-counter drugs and you're letting it go, but you want to get paid, right? You want to go up to the higher level. If you don't have your outpatient game on migraines or any other type of diagnosis, you're going to lose your claim. If you haven't been diagnosed for a mental disorder, we need to get these diagnoses on your outpatient game and let my doctors see the outpatient game is done so they can sit back and be able to analyze, examine your records, and make a determination on a nexus with probable rationale. Now, the nexus opinion only have to be a 50% probability. Now, these are opinions. You need these opinions more like you need oxygen. I'll say this one more time. You need these opinions like you need oxygen to breathe your very next breath. So it's imperative that you understand how to follow the directions that we present before you. After I sit here on the phone with you inside my office and we sit and write a game plan out, we got to execute the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. These doctors are not going to take more time away from their existing practice. I want you to understand our doctors have their own practices already thriving with other clients locally in the Atlanta region, locally in the North Carolina region, locally in the Virginia region, locally in the Florida region. You're just adding, coming from outside or coming from another area in Georgia, adding to their customer base. But you need to make it easier on me, make it easier on yourself, and make it easier on our doctors, so we won't have to rewrite. And we've had doctors to come to me and say, Junius, I'm not going to rewrite a letter. How is it going to affect you if we cannot rewrite a nexus because you dropped the ball? Now, I can see if the negligence was on the doctor, but the negligence is on you for not providing the right information. There is nothing I can do for you because I want to protect the doctor network that we have. I don't want to break any links in the chain, if you will, because it's hard to bring doctors to the field. It's hard to bring doctors into the network to support us and get this done. This is not an easy task. I am pleading with you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am pleading with you. If you want to come in a New Life Insider, fine, but you got to follow directions. Those of you that are already New Life Insiders, make sure if you have future doctor's appointment, make sure you got your pre-service game, your in-service game records right there to show the doctors. If you're thinking about being an insider, make sure we talk about that. Make sure we get the game plan crystal clear on the phone. If you don't get it crystal clear, call me back, reschedule another consultation. Do not travel these miles, fly these flights, and see these doctors and mess up on the nexus, because I'm going to tell you, they're getting fed up. Another thing I want to address is don't come into these doctor's office cocky. Do not come in the doctor's office cocky like you know everything. You need that doctor's license and opinion to go to bat for you. You're not demanding, just because you're paying a measly $400, $200, whatever the fee is, these doctors get paid thousands and thousands of dollars from HMOs, Blue Cross Blue Shields. That money is nothing to them. We're doing a valuable service for you guys. Please follow directions. I don't want to come across as preaching to you guys or cracking the whip, if you will. I don't want to seem like that. But if we start losing doctors, we're going to lose business. And I don't want to lose business, and I definitely don't want to lose doctors, because I think that we're doing a noble cause here, trying to help as many veterans as possible. So with that being said, I want you guys to understand the dynamics behind the business. These doctors get paid already from HMOs. That's why they ask you for your medical insurance card. And all they do is write prescriptions and book their next appointment. That's the easiest money they can make. They very rarely doing surgeries. And when they're doing surgeries, they're getting paid even more money from the HMOs. So if you think that you can come into these doctors and bogart them and loud talk them and do whatever, you're wrong. They may just take your money and say, have a great day, or they may feel sorry for you and give you a refund and be like, see you later. Okay, so I want to address two things and two things only. Make sure you follow directions. And number two, lower your cockiness when you go into these doctors, because they do not have to write an opinion for you. Okay? Don't let us get word back that such and so veteran came in here cocky, demanding and telling us what to write. If it's not medically inclined or scientifically seen or a medical rationale behind what they're writing, they're not going to put their license on the line and lose it for you veterans. You got a great thing going here, okay? So I don't want to continue to beat you over the head, all right? So make sure that you understand and follow directions, add the right information for your direct, your in-service, your pre-service, and secondary claims, okay? And then when you get your next letter in the mail, you call me back. It's a much easier process. I had to call a veteran this morning to let them know, look, these doctors are not going to write a new letter for you, okay? So I'm just giving you guys a warning ahead of time. Make sure you do it right the first time. I didn't have to go back. I filed one time, 11 disabilities. I knew exactly what I wanted to file. I found my records in my service treatment records, the times that I went to the doctor for deviated septum, sleep apnea, all that stuff was documented. I printed it off. I still got it here in my office. And I presented it to my private doctor. I presented the outpatient documents from the VA when I got a sleep study done. I did that ahead of time. So when I showed up there with that doctor, he already knew what was going on. That's why mine was an easier process. With that being said, I hope you guys learned a lot about our process of the New Life Insider program. This is going to be posted on YouTube and also inside the group, so you can know ahead of time what you're going to face by joining the New Life Insider program. Talk to you soon. God bless.